Well, good morning. It's Saturday, October the 19th. We're on day 13 of our Camino. As you can see, we've got the rain gear on once again. We are walking down the deserted streets of Burgos on our way. Hopefully, we'll reach as far as Hontanas today. It's right around 6:30. We're shoving off on time, and we'll see. It's supposed to be a sunny day, but right now they're calling for at least rain through about 9 o'clock this morning. But it's really interesting. Once again, as we predicted, the streets of Burgos are pretty much deserted. We figured it out yesterday. Our friend Capital Hiker's gone 75 miles to Brother John's and mine 175 miles. And so we're making good progress. It was a great night last night in Burgos. Unfortunately, we couldn't get outside to see any type of lunar eclipse. I don't know if it happened or not, but at least we all got a fairly good night's sleep in Albergate. All right, we'll give you a little bit more of an update later. Well, we've been walking for about 30 minutes, and the rain has kind of dissipated, and we're all starting to get pretty warm in our outfits. So we've gone ahead and stopped for just a moment to shed our rain shells and put them on our packs. But we're pushing on. It's funny also, the wind has died a little bit, and it's not as cold as we walk towards the outskirts of Burgos. So hopefully we won't have any more showers and won't need to stop again for a while. And we're marching on. Well, after an exhaustive 3 minutes of walking without rain gear, it started to rain again, heavy enough where we had to stop in a bus shelter to put on our rain gear. As soon as we took off walking, after the bus shelter, it has stopped raining. So this is the way of the Camino. I don't know if we'll be able to beat the Camino today, because every time you take rain gear off, it rains. When you put it on, it stops raining and you start to sweat in your rain gear. So we will see how it ends up going. Is everything good?
Yes.
Yeah?
Good.
All right. So there you go. We're marching on. Or as we like to say on the Camino, march or die.
March or die, yes.
It's interesting. We've been walking along and we're almost down to a river. We're about 6 miles from Burgos, and on the trail out here we've come across some crawdads that have crawled up from the creek. And so there's one right there. There's another one right over here. Here, see? See, here's another one right there. We thought it's just kind of interesting that there's crawdads out here on the Camino that have crawled up from the creek. So we're moving on. Over here's the creek. Well, it's just about 10 o'clock. As we were walking out of Burgos, we walked about, probably 5 miles or so before we came into the town of Tadajos. I think it's pronounced Tadajos. Terjardos. We met a German gentleman. His name was Juergen. He was out by the road, and so we ran into him, talked to him for a little while, and he led us into a village, and we stopped at a coffee shop for a little while to go ahead and take a break and have some coffee con leche. Capital Hiker and I split a egg and bacon sandwich, which was really quite yummy. And so now we're back on the road. We've already come 12 kilometers, which is probably about 7.5 miles this morning. And we still have about another 20 kilometers or about 12 miles to walk. And so I just want to give you that little bit of an update. We're very fortunate the sun has broken back out again, and we've shed the wet weather gear and the most of our back covers. So arrow right there. We're looking for the arrow. There's the arrow across the street, right there where the shadow is. And so we're moving on. But it looks like we're not going to have any more rain today. We saw in the restaurant back there where we stopped that the bad weather is all behind us, and it's still continuing to move to the east as we walk to the west. So we're going to continue on, and we'll check back in. All right, we've come into another small village, and you guessed it, Juan David is having to stop and pet the Perro. Look at that. He loves petting the Perros. Is it a good Perro?
Oh, it's a very good Perro.
So the other pilgrims are over here. They're ready to go on. I'm ready to go on, so we're going to get going as soon as Juan David gets his Perro fix. Yeah, Perro fix.
You want to stand back up? Okay, don't let it scare you.
Well, it's about 11 o'clock and we're out in an area that really in a way reminds me of the movie The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and it reminds me of the Shire country. We're actually moving up into the high plateau up ahead. That's where the plains begin, or the mesa, and the Minsta. I'm not really good with my Spanish, and I know a lot of you guys are laughing, but it's bad. But anyway, that's where it's going to just become very, very flat as we climb up out of the valleys that are back behind us towards Burgos. We got more peregrinos out on the trail following up, and we're going to go ahead and walk on and catch up with our party down here on the road. All right, so let's go. Well, we've finally reached it. If you look behind us, that's the rolling valley, but we've now reached the top of the plains, and as you can see out in front of me, as far as you can see, it is flat. We have reached the upper levels of the plains, and so it's very flat out here, as you can see all around. And you can see because of the wind out here, it's very windy. I don't know if it's hitting the mic or not, but you can see there's windmills down on the horizon there. We got more windmills off in this direction over here, and so we're doing quite well. We're happy to have broken out onto the flat plains, and we're moving on. Well, we made it to our destination. This is the town we were heading to. This is Hontanas. It's a nice little valley. It's a small town that's in a valley. And this is where we're staying now. It's basically been about almost 20 miles from Burgos out here. So we're going to check it. I know you might not be on the way, but we're awfully glad to be here. Well, we've settled into the albergue at 7 o'clock. We're doing the community meal. Basically, we go ahead and we paid €9, and it includes tonight the ensalada mixed, or the mixed salad right here, along with paella, which is chicken paella. We've been joined by Philippe from France, and of course you know the rest of the crew here. And so we're having a lovely dinner tonight. We have a little bit of vino, some agua, and we're just ready to eat and basically go to bed because we're exhausted. All right, so this kind of gives you an idea of what you do if you order the communal meal in the albergue and what you get.
The bread? Or the...
all right. So,